what you got to do right now to pay the bills, that's what you got to do right now. But, you know, 6 months down the track, you create that ideal situation. Yeah, I'm not sure if that helps.
I'm going to move it over here.
Love the Western price spiel. What's your opinion on like fermented foods and things like that?
I don't think they do any harm. Obviously, there's different authors and that. I'm not an expert on fermented food by any means. If you go on to undergroundwellness.com, which is a podcast with Sean Croxton, he's had a couple of really good fermented food podcasts. So you can find, I mean, I don't have anything against them by any means. There's obviously a heap of different recipes out there. There's high in probiotics and prebiotics, so they can be quite beneficial. Yeah, again, it just obviously depends what and how you're doing it.
Use raw milk?
Yep.
Raw milk with kefir?
Yep. Yep, so that's something you may want to try. Yeah, for me, just to be honest with you guys, I'm pretty bare-ass basic, yeah. I try and keep things as simple as possible because it's day-to-day for me. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that I, you know, stress too much about, so to speak. So I do things that I can constantly do. But every now and then, may I do some fermented food? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I eat a lot of canned tuna.
Yep.
Every day at work.
Yep.
So, do you recommend cutting it out completely? Or?
Yeah, again, it's something I would recommend cutting out completely. You can always look at, I mean, there are some people genetically who have an unbelievable detoxification capacity who it doesn't affect. They're the exception, it's not the rule. So for me, you know, testing things like mercury levels and that, you know, down the track, it can be very important. Like, you know, why all of a sudden have I woken up at the age of 35 and now it's a lot harder for me to do everything? Why do I have more fogginess in my thinking? All these type of things can be an issue down the road. Let's say in your 40s, because there has to be an accumulation that takes place. It's not something, unless you have a genetic predisposition to detoxifying mercury very, very well, it can be a problem. Yeah.
Where do you get tested for that?
You can get tested. There are a lot of different thoughts around the testing. I personally would go to the National Institute of Integrative Medicine. Actually, even better yet, I did a podcast with the head guy there. His name's Bruce Jones. He's one of the finest Australian functional medicine or integrative medicine doctors in Australia. So if you listen to that podcast, he'll give you a lot of good things and he'll tell you the specific labs and that. But again, the real implementation of that, we don't do heavy metal testing. You know, you can do it through hair mineral analysis testing, which we can offer, but it's best to go to the NIM because if there is a problem, we would refer you to the NIM anyway. It's called the National Institute of Integrative Medicine, and they're just in Hawthorne and Kew.
Yeah, thanks for the speech, Mark. Just a quick question. You're talking about you went through a series of detox, or doing a detox on your body. What exactly was that, real quickly?
Real quickly, basically a whole lot of different supplements.
Would milk thistle be part of that? Do you take that for your liver, like within?
I never took it. There's a lot of different arguments around milk thistle. I personally don't really use it with people. I don't really use it myself.
Yep.
Can it be good? The only thing with milk thistle and most herbs, you don't want to overuse them. Yeah. So I wouldn't use it for an extended period of time. Milk thistle specifically. There's some I can't recall off the top of my head, but I remember reading something about it over-functioning liver. Or so, I can't remember exactly. So I'd have to look it up to get back to you.
Okay. And alcohol? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously alcohol will hold your goals back, yeah? And it depends on what you want. I mean, like the thing is you have your values, I have my values. I have a high value on training, yeah? A high value on looking good, a high value on getting up and performing at my best, right? Other people, they don't want what I want. They're happy with where they're at and they want to go out once a week and enjoy a drink. If that's you, fine, accept it. There's a myth of discipline that goes around. I wish I could be more disciplined. No, that's not true. You have the values that you have, and that's what dictates your life. If you want to get a better composition, body composition, you simply have to answer this question. I have more of a value on alcohol and drinking, you know, every night, or I have more of a value on getting the physique that I want. It's just the choice. It's the decision. So will alcohol impact your physique goals? Yes. Will it absolutely destroy your physique goals? Well, you know, how much alcohol are we talking? If it's once a week, probably not. If it's every night, then yeah, it can definitely be an issue.
All right, we got like 6 hands up and time for 2 more questions. We could probably make it 3 if we go super quick, and one of our speakers too. So I've seen Anthony over there. So just make it really quick, guys, okay?
Hey man, thanks for your sharing. Okay, real quick. Mark Sisson says, talks about eating until you're full and when you need to, and often that could be as little as twice a day. I mean, if you're on paleo properly. So I just wanted your thoughts on that versus eating 3-4 times a day.
Absolutely, 100% get what Mark Sisson's saying, and I really respect him and what he's done for the industry. My only caveat with that is essentially if you get someone who is quote-unquote unhealthy and they are much more proponent to make bad decisions. So once you get someone healthy, then it's very, very simple. They can eat twice a day. Yeah? Sometimes I only have time to eat twice a day, 3 times, so it's not an issue. Yeah? If I am, however, wanting to change, someone's paid me the money, okay, change my body, you're eating 6 times a day. Yeah? So that's where I draw the line. It's, are you wanting to change your body rapidly and fast, or are you just happy with where you're at and just wanting to maintain, build strength, and do things a little bit at a slower pace? So it's dependent upon where you're coming at it with. And also the other thing that I do, especially with weight loss clients, is I do tend to give them more meals so there's less chance of them making bad choices. So I want to keep them more full throughout the day. So let's say if they go 4 hours, this is what happens most of the time, and I've done enough consults to understand this. If they go 4 hours without eating, their blood sugar crashes. What happens when their blood sugar crashes? Oh, that Coca-Cola, that coffee, that Starbucks looks nice. I don't want you thinking that. You need to, that's why the regular feeds are important. Once you've made the transition over to a healthy identity, so to speak, then you don't really need to worry about it. It just is. It's who you are. No problem.
Hey, I took Vital Greens, another one of them, and for some reason it makes me sad and depressed. I wondered if it's the chlorella in it.
Is it the chlorella?
Chlorella, I know it absorbs metals.
Correct. Your body's probably not detoxing it fast enough. Actually, it's probably a B6 issue to be that. Yeah, I'd say it's a B6. If you don't have enough B6, you're not going to be detoxifying fast enough. And because a lot of B6 and B12 is essentially good for the brain, that can induce, like, say for example with athletes, you see it. If they take too much BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, to absorb BCAAs, you need B6. If they take a lot and they do it over time, they deplete the B6, and then all of a sudden they have unexplainable bouts of depression. It's just a B6 issue, B12 and B6 issue. So you may want to supplement with something like a your B6, B12 product, or even B9 product. So apart from that, yeah, that's something you just want to watch, getting some heavy metal testing, because if your heavy metals are high and you're taking that, that can essentially just be moving it around the body, right? Which isn't a good thing. You want to get it out. So that's where testing would come into play. And if it's an issue like that, I'd go see the NIM. Yeah.
All right, I think that's it, unless somebody has one burning desire. We do. We have one. Really, really quick. Here we go.
Just real quick, I'm allergic to dairy. I was just wondering, what do you reckon is the best milk to get if you can't get dairy, like almond, oat, rice?
My answer to that would be, why do you need it? Yeah, there's this conception in our Western environment that we have to have milk as a part of a balanced diet. I would like to challenge that. I don't think we have to have or have to do anything, so to speak, as long as it meets the rules of hunted, fish, gathered, and plucked. And that's a lot of the time when we think soy milk, almond milk, all this type of thing, we don't have to be drinking them at all. It's food processing and alternatives to people who are dairy-free, and they need to be dairy-free. If milk's not for you, milk's not for you. Move on. I don't drink pretty much any milk in my diet at the moment. I did drink a little bit of raw milk here and there, but it's not a staple of my diet by any means. Nor does it need to be.
Awesome. Let's hear it for Mark Ottobre. Maximus Mark, you got anything that you want to announce here, sales-wise? Yeah.
Cool. So I'll just do this quickly. I've got my 10-set DVD here, if anyone is interested in learning more about what we do and what I teach. That was taken from my one-day seminar. Normally I sell it online for $147. Today it's $100. You can come see me at the back. I've got plenty here, so easy to, it's 10 sets, there's over 5.5 hours of content of me presenting about a variety of different issues, from gluten to why you should never count calories to, you know, everything there, as well as an hour of just Q&A like this. The other thing that we offer as part of Enterprise Fitness and my personal training company is we do 12-week transformations, which you saw before. Essentially everything's included. We have options of once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, and 4 times a week. We have somebody in the room Marshall, who's worked with us and our team. So, you know, if you're interested in that, come see me at the back. Or just, if you can't get hold of me today, I will be at the dinner tonight. You can just Facebook me personally, you know, and I'll answer your questions. Sweet.
Awesome. All right, guys, we got a quick break.